Mike Williams could easily pass for a senator in the halls of Washington.
Thank you for allowing Sony Electronics this opportunity to testify.
And he's appeared before Congress numerous times as Executive Vice President and General Counsel for Sony Electronics. But life began for Mike in Massachusetts, the middle of 3 children raised on a 5-acre farm outside of Boston. His dad was a pipe fitter and his mom is a veterinarian. It was the Marine Corps that first brought Mike to San Diego as a new lieutenant fresh out of Ithaca College.
I learned about leadership, perseverance, selflessness, realizing that people were looking to you for leadership, for guidance, that you were the responsible adult in the room, if you will. And that was somewhat of a different burden for a 21, 22-year-old kid out of college.
After 4 years as an infantry officer in the Far East, law school beckoned. But the thought of going back to Massachusetts...
I said to myself, well, wait a second, why am I going back to cold and snow when I can stay here in San Diego and go to law school? So at the last minute I decided, is there a law school in San Diego? Yes, University of San Diego.
Ask anyone who's been to law school and they can probably tell you about their first day of their first year in law school. Mike remembers being grilled by Professor Navin in property law.
So I was on my feet for 40 minutes going through the whole, thing, and I was done, and he said, fine, Mr. Williams, sit down. He goes, you're done for the semester. You don't have to worry, I'll never call on you again. So
Mike remained in the Marine Corps Reserves through law school, attaining the rank of captain. He met his wife Susan in law school. They have 2 daughters, Anne and Mimi. Among colleagues at Sony, Mike's management style creates a comfortable open door policy.
Mike, unusual? Yeah, you could say that. He is, it's funny because he's so professional, but so caring and a real guy at times. It's hard to believe that he's a lawyer.
Mike has quietly encouraged diversity at Sony, and his staff reflects that.
Certainly when you look at our department in a group photo, we're like a little mini United Nations. It's probably one of the more diverse groups. It is genuine from Mike. I mean, it may not always be in all companies or all executives, but change starts with each individual. And Mike sets that tone and example for others to look at.
For him to put his legal mind slightly aside and come into my world and understand what I'm doing and work with me, that doesn't get any better than that.
Before joining Sony in 2004, Mike spent 22 years in private practice in Los Angeles, where he represented Sony and other Fortune 500 companies in a variety of aviation, antitrust, unfair competition, construction, product liability, and commercial disputes. Along the way, he's developed a simple management style that gets results.
Many people confuse management with leadership. Management are doing things the right way. Leadership is doing the right thing.
On a personal note, when my wife was diagnosed with a terminal illness and for the 20 months that she battled it, Mike was phenomenally caring, not just by word but by deed, both he and Susan actually.
Mike's continued support of the Sony USA Foundation shows a commitment to the community, not just the bottom line.
He believes to give back. He always looks out for people that are less fortunate than him. He also looks out for, he believes in education.
Mike started a program for USD law students to clerk at Sony.
The internship program is benefits for us because it exposes my lawyers to the latest trends and thinking of younger people coming out of law school.
Mike has received recognition throughout his career, but no accolade is more special than the Distinguished Alumni Award. Okay, maybe there are a couple of things more special.
My 2 greatest accomplishments would be marrying Susan Hall and having 2 wonderful daughters.